Hello, my name's Caroline and I'm here today to tell you a Bible story. And this Bible story is called A Story of Forgiveness. Jesus told a story about a farmer who had two sons. The farmer was teaching his sons all about farming so that when he died, they could take over. However, one day the younger son approached his father with an idea.
"I've been thinking, Father,"
he said nervously.
"I'm grown up, and it's time I saw a bit of the world. It would help if I could have my share of the farm now in cash."
The farmer loved his sons dearly, and he didn't even have to think about the decision. He counted hundreds of silver coins into bags and handed them to the excited lad.
"Thank you, Father,"
he said, packing his bags to set off.
"You won't regret it."
And the farmer watched, with tears in his eyes, as his younger son left home. For a while, the farmer's son had a wonderful time. He lived like a prince, visiting the finest cities, eating out everywhere, and going to parties. He was surrounded by people who wanted to be his friend. But the problem was that they helped him spend his money. When the silver was all gone, his friends, they vanished too. The younger man found himself alone and far from home, without even a few pennies to buy a loaf of bread. And to make matters worse, a dreadful drought swept through the land, causing a terrible famine. The farmer's son couldn't even beg for food because no one had enough for themselves. Luckily, he found a job as a pig keeper, but the wages, they were pitiful. He had hardly enough money left to buy food after paying his rent. Some days he was so hungry, he nearly ate the food for the pigs. And one day he decided that enough was enough.
"I want to go home,"
he groaned.
"I'll beg my father for his forgiveness for being such an idiot. He's bound to be furious. But maybe if I grovel, he'll let me stay and I'll work as one of his farm labourers."
The miserable, ragged young man arrived home and couldn't believe how overjoyed his father was to see him.
"I've worried about you and missed you every day, son,"
the farmer cried, hugging and kissing him. The ashamed son sobbed as he told his father what had happened.
"Never mind,"
the farmer said to his son's utter astonishment.
"You're back home now, and we're together again. That's all that matters."
Later, the farmer's elder son came home from a hard day's work in the fields to find the party in full swing. The neighbours had been invited over to celebrate and a feast had been prepared. There was music, dancing, and the people were drinking wine.
"Whatever's going on here?" he gasped, and one of the servants explained what had happened.
The farmer swung his elder son round in a jig.
"Rejoice!"
he cried.
"Your little brother has finally come back home."
"What do you mean, rejoice?" the elder son spat, completely furious. "I've stayed with you all these years, working my fingers to the bone, and you've never given me so much as a thank you, let alone throw me a party. Then he turns up, having wasted most of your fortune, and you're celebrating how wonderful he is."
"You have no idea how much your faithfulness means to me,"
the farmer said to his elder son, drawing him close in a hug.
"Everything I have, I give to you. But today is a day to be glad, for your brother was lost and gone forever, but he has come home."
The end.